Hey guys, it's Rick at Old Soul. So I'm really excited to finally be doing a little bit of resin along this 28-foot Ipe bar top. It has been over a week in the prep work of this. You can see all the inlaid tubing for strong backs. This whole mold. It's just been a really big thing to do. But anyway, we're done with all of that, and we're to the fun stuff now. What we've done is we have this guy on here, and we're going to be doing a seal coat today on the interior of this river. And we're going to be doing that for a multitude of reasons. The main reasons being there's three big ones. Is that we want to stop any gas out coming up from these live edges as I'm pouring the pour. We want to stop anywhere. Like I've looked down this. These inlays serve two purposes. One is to hold it together strength-wise, but the other is this is dead level because of these inlays right here. So, but either way, I still have a little bit of high-low and gappage in the bottom of this. We want to make sure that we're sealing that gap right there, because that's a lot of wasted epoxy in your pour, especially on something like this. If this gets under there anywhere throughout this, I could have wasted 10, 20 gallons easily, so that's another big thing. Number three is that this mold in itself is a 30-foot mold. At the end of this, I'd like to be able to pull it off and have a 30-foot workbench. That only makes sense. That would go beautifully right in that corner over there or something like that. So I don't want to have to grind off. Underneath this, I have put 3M tape. So over the years, I've found that just underneath this river, the 3M tape comes to about right here. So on both sides, it saves a lot of money on the release agent on that. But if I do happen to get things underneath that epoxy is going to stick to the table. It's not going to come up. The only thing is to either throw it away or cut it off or grind it off. So I want to make sure that nothing's going to be getting under there. So with all that being said. What we're going to do today is we have Wisebond. This is their tabletop epoxy. Now I know that these guys are in the middle of working on a quick set formulation. I do believe that that way everybody will be able to do seal coatings and things like that. But for right now, I wanted to be able to use this and show everybody what I'm going to do with it. So in that, I have went through and pre-sealed a little bit of this just to where I didn't lose as much. But so we're going to do this in a few stages today. We're going to lock these sides down. Now I've got a silicone basting brush. Just makes it where you can pull the stuff off. Easy peasy. Works pretty good. You can use your hands. You can use a regular paintbrush if you don't mind a few bristles. This is really not going to be seen at the end. I'm going to be coating the edges. Then I'm going to be coating the bottom today. When I coat the bottom today, I do believe that I'm going to switch to a color coat. That's just going to make it to where I make sure that every individual spot is indeed coated, and it'll be pretty. So why not do that? So what we're going to do is I've already got my A and B mixed in this. The kick time on this, I've noticed, and all of this is my own testing and things like that. So I've noticed that I quit being able to pull patterns about 56 minutes in with this particular formulation. So within an hour, we should be set up enough to where it won't be going anywhere. So what we're going to do is I don't know if this is going to be enough, way too much. I know that it'll be enough for the side coatings. It won't be anywhere near enough to go ahead and coat the bottoms. But we're just going to start right here. Now, this is not going to be the finished product. I don't mind a little bit of drippage in this. I'm trying. I don't, as a general rule of thumb, I try not to be too nasty. But it really seems like already right off the bat, like we're going to speed that up. Plans change so quickly. You would think that that's the way you're going to do it, but then at the end, it's too time consuming. And as you can see, I'm just going through and I'm sealing all these edges. I'm not getting anything on the top of it, or at least trying not to. And I will go back later on this week and start the sanding process. It is at 40 grit right now. Before I take it to the area that it will be, the final things will be worked on, I will probably go ahead and bring it down to 200 grit, just where I'm not putting so much dust and such in their new building. I'm not going to do the whole thing on camera, guys. I know that you're probably not super interested in all of that, but like I said, I'm going through right now, and I'm just sealing up everything. I'm getting all these live edges sealed. I've already went through and sealed the wood to the mold, and I've sealed the strong backs all around to where there's not going to be leaking in those. And then right now I'm just, like I said, I'm just going through and I'm spreading this out, and I'm just locking these edges in, trying not to make too much of a mess. Watch out, puppy. My little lady hangs out in the shop with me. And then, like I said, within about an hour or so, this will be kicked enough for it to start holding. And I'm going to switch to a color coat here in just a few minutes after I get both live edges done. Probably have to mix just a little bit more. And in that, I'm going to just do a very light, not even a 30-second maybe. Honestly, I may be able to do it with just what I'm doing here now. I'm just spreading out a really thin layer. And this is mainly for what I'm doing here. And if this works, then I may not do a color coat. I'm really just making sure that all my tape is locked together. And that's a lot for my mold. I know that it's not going to come out in between the layers of the tape, but I don't really want to ruin this mold, because this is a really nice mold. So I would like to be able to reuse this, not necessarily for bar tops, but like I said, for a work surface. It always seems as you're growing that work surfaces are few and far between. I'm always looking for something to be able to use. So I'd like to be able to reuse that. So anyway, I hope that everybody's enjoying the little game that we were playing earlier on guess the amount of pour that we're going to have tomorrow on our preliminary deep pour. I think I kind of know. It was really neat seeing all the different answers and things that you guys came up with. It seems like everybody's in a certain set number, but there were some really crazy numbers thrown out there. I felt like some of you guys were just reaching. Anyway, so I think about right there we're going to stop in the video and just, I know that you guys will probably get bored after a few minutes. I will pull the bubbles off of that here in just a few minutes. And what I'm doing, guys, is that's really the point, is I'm doing all this to stop these bubbles later on from forming from the wood edges. Anywhere that air can be can come in, I want to stop that. So, and also I want to, of course, seal all these edges. That way, in this, I would rather lose a little bit. Well, I'm fairly sure that I won't lose anything. But I would rather lose a cup or 2 cups versus 10 gallons. You know, I mean, that type of loss would be, just catastrophic. You wouldn't, it's hard to come back from something like that on a job this big if you lose that much product. So that's a definite no-no. So prep is the key, guys. You don't want this stuff going anywhere. Anyway, guys, I hope you liked the video. Stay tuned. I'll be doing a little bit more later, and then we'll be doing some actual pouring tomorrow. So stay tuned, guys, and I'll talk to you later. See ya.